how's it going, everybody? It is Josh Thomas here from the BitBlock with my video review for Snake Pass on the Nintendo Switch. This is a game that I have been anticipating for quite some time. I'm already in love with it. Spoiler alert, I kind of like this game. I know that I'm supposed to be all like, ooh, do I like it? Stay tuned to the end to find out. Forget about that. I love this game, and I can't wait to talk with you guys about it. Snake Pass is for one player, and it is downloadable right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop for $19.99 for $20 here in North America. It is also available on stuff like Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, but this is a Nintendo channel, so obviously we are reviewing the Switch version. Let's get into it. I'm excited. Let's do it. The gameplay here is very unique, and I think that what sets it apart from any other 3D platformer is that Snake Pass stars a very unusual main character. A lot of characters in 3D platformers all kind of replicate Mario in a way. Even if they're animals, they still kind of run around and function like Mario would. Noodle the snake does not. Yeah, by the way, the snake's name is Noodle, and there's a little hummingbird friend that follows him around, and the hummingbird's name is Doodle. Doodle and Noodle, you should already be buying the game, but yeah, they have adorable names, and so he's a snake. You play as a snake. That's very weird and different. So it relies very heavily on you thinking like a snake, and you really do have to think like a snake. That means instead of just pushing forward to move forward, you're gonna actually rock the analog stick back and forth to get that slithery snake motion going on, and that will build up momentum and you'll be able to move through the environments much more quickly. The goal here is really, it's kind of a collect-a-thon in a way. You're going to be collecting a lot of items that are hidden throughout the stage. The stages are like these fun obstacle courses that are floating in the sky, and you're going to be doing a lot of the platforming by curling yourself around bamboo poles and rocks and various other things in the environments. Mostly bamboo poles, though. And so you're really going to have to perfect the art form of slithering around the bamboo pole and then climbing up and getting... It's really fun to control this character. But I do want to say, controlling the snake, Doodle, is something that takes a little bit of practice. Because this is a very different game, it relies on physics in order to platform. It's going to take you a little bit of time to really get the hang of things. Not a lot of time, but it isn't like a Mario game where you just jump in and you instantly can, deal with the controls. And I think that's actually something that's cool about Snake Pass. The controls are very well done, but they do involve a bit of practice. And in a way, the controls are part of the challenge, but in a good way. A little tip. I'm going to give you guys a little tip. When you first play this game, I think your tendency is to just want to constantly be moving the snake when you're trying to wrap yourself around things. That isn't the best idea. The best idea would be you slither a little bit and you stop, slither a little bit more, and kind of do it in increments, and I find that is much more beneficial. One of the things that you can do as Noodle is he has the ability to raise up his head when you press a button, and that's going to help you kind of tangle yourself around things and climb up. But yeah, the gameplay here is very unique because of the character, and I think that's one of those things that whenever you play a game that has something really unique and something that hasn't been done before, it's special, and I really do think that Snake Pass is special. And I mean, and it's an eShop download. It's a budget game, and yet it's trying all these fun new things. And like I said, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but when you do, you feel very smart, and you feel like you've really accomplished something when you manage to slither and climb and wrap your way up onto some big structure. So it's really fun. It's a 3D platforming game, but with a unique twist because you are a snake. Snake Pass is a really pretty game. I love the look of this game. The environments are very vibrant and colorful. The art style reminds me like, it's kind of like Disney mixed with Rare, which is an interesting combination. The snake himself, Noodle, looks like a Disney snake to me. His face and just everything about him looks very Disney. I love the sort of jungle tropical feeling the whole game has. There's four different environments, so there is a different look to each one of them. There's like a volcano, kind of a fire-themed area. There's a water-themed area. There's an area in the sky and whatnot. So everything seems like it all kind of fits together in one solid piece, but you do have variations on the visuals. I do want to say the Switch version does not actually run at a very high resolution. I kind of wish that this was a bit more HD. I don't want to say it looks blurry, because the game doesn't look blurry, but if you've played a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild and then you go into Snake Pass, or if you've played a lot of like even Snipper Clips or Fast RMX, which are two other eShop games on the Switch, you will notice the resolution here not quite as high as those. It doesn't look bad, but it's slightly blurrier, but it isn't blurry. It's kind of hard to explain. It just doesn't seem like it's truly HD, but nevertheless, it does look good. It's just something I wanted to point out. Also, I think the game runs at about 30 frames per second. I haven't seen any frame dips, to be honest with you, but I do wish that it was like 60 frames per second. Nevertheless, pretty decent resolution, runs pretty well, very, very pretty visuals. I think it's very vibrant, and it's just a great looking game. I really love the art style. I also love, I've mentioned this a lot, you guys will know, I bring this up all the time. I love when games have individual blades of grass. I think that it is just it makes such a difference in terms of visuals, and I think that when you're a snake, you're low to the ground, so having those little individual blades of grass as you slither around, they look fantastic. I love it. They're blowing in the wind. I love all the different rock structure. There's like a lot of little attention to details. There's little bugs crawling around and butterflies and stuff. The water effect looks really great here. And so yeah, even though this is available on many different platforms, I think that Sumo Digital did a fantastic job of making sure that the Switch version didn't seem inferior. You know, a lot of third-party developers, the Nintendo version's usually like a much crappier version. I think Snake Pass looks fantastic on the Switch, and yeah, it's pretty great. It's a great looking game. As far as the music goes, the audio in this game, I think the only thing I really need to say is that David Wise composed the soundtrack for Snake Pass. In case you don't know, David Wise is a man who has done a lot of work on video games, but he's done a lot of work with classic Rare games, and he's like Donkey Kong Country, for example. He's also done the DKC Tropical Freeze game on the Wii U. His music is so great, and I think it fits this game and the atmosphere wonderfully. This is a more relaxing paced game, so David Wise's music fits in perfect with this. It's got that very kind of tropical, it uses a lot of different instruments in that kind of category as well. Sounds very tropical, sounds peaceful. I feel like David Wise's music is maybe not the type of music that gets stuck in your head. It's not like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, you know, where you remember the jingle, but when you hear it, there is a distinct vibe. You kind of know that's David Wise, and it's just got this very, very authentic sound to it. David Wise was a perfect match for the soundtrack in Snake Pass. The music here sounds fantastic, and the sound effects are pretty good too. I mean, you know, a lot of little chirping from birds and stuff like that. I like the little voice that they gave Noodle. He's got kind of a silly little voice that he'll make sometimes. He doesn't speak, but he makes little sound effects. So audio-wise, the game is pretty great. The replay value in this game is, I think it's pretty solid. When you consider that this is a $20 downloadable game, it really does go quite a long ways, your $20. There are 15 levels in the game, and I know what you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's only 15 levels? That's not a lot. But I want to point something out. The levels in Snake Pass are not your typical, like, oh, you play them for like 2 minutes and then you're done. Maybe like the first one or the second one, but as you progress, there's a total of 4 worlds, and the 15 levels take place through those 4 worlds. They get more difficult as you progress, maybe get a little bit bigger as you progress as well. But taking on a typical level in about the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th world here could take you easily 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. There's a lot of stuff to collect in these levels. Like I said, it is a 3D platformer, and it has a little bit of nostalgia vibe to it. So you're gonna be collecting various objects. There are, let me see if I can remember this, there are 5 coins to collect in every stage. There's a total of 20 water orbs to collect, and then you also have to collect 3 of the little artifacts that will open up the gate and complete a level. So there's a lot of stuff to find here. The coins especially are difficult to collect because a lot of them are not only hidden, but they're difficult to get. You really have to perfect what it is to be a snake in order to get them. So there's a lot of challenge in getting those darn coins. And of course, if you get everything, you will unlock something kind of cool, but I'm not gonna spoil that for you. So yeah, I mean, when you hear 15 levels, I know most people, I know you guys on the internet, you're gonna be like, oh, the game sucks, there's not a lot of content. But remember, those levels take some time to fully beat, and they are very fun to play for the entire time. And so yeah, replay value I think is pretty strong here when you consider how much you're paying, when you consider how enjoyable it is to play all 15 of those stages, and when you consider the fact that you don't breeze through them very quickly. So yeah, I think it's got really solid replay value. Do not be scared off by the fact that it's got 15 stages, because like I said, they kind of take you a while. If you're like me, you will be falling off of cliffs and failing to collect all those coins many times. But it's always fun to kind of get back on the horse and try to get. I guess snakes don't ride horses, but you know what I mean. There's a good amount of replay value here, I feel. All right, so in conclusion, I am very excited that Snake Pass is finally available, and I love it on the Nintendo Switch. I think this game is a perfect fit for a Nintendo system. I am so happy and grateful that they brought this game to the Switch. They got it over on the Switch pretty quickly too. The developer has been fantastic. They've even got like a YouTube channel, and they've been putting up tons of like developer vlogs, and they've done a lot of live streams and stuff. They just seem like the kind of studio that you really want working on Nintendo's platform. So I hope this game does fantastic for them and they continue to make more games on the Switch. I can't say enough good things about Snake Pass. I mean, if I were to say some things, maybe it'd be cool if there was a 2-player mode, but that's not really a flaw of this game. If they make a sequel to Snake Pass, 2-player mode would be pretty amazing. It is the type of game that, like I said, it does take a little bit of time to get the hang of, but I don't feel that it's like the fault of the game. I just think it's because you're controlling something that's so different. A little bit of time to get the hang of it, but once you do, it's pretty fun. It's great. It's a great game. Do yourself a favor and check this out. I don't give review scores because I think they're stupid, but seriously, I recommend it very highly. If you've already played Zelda and you've downloaded Fast RMX and Snipper Clips, I feel like Snake Pass, Fast RMX, and Snipper Clips are like the perfect triforce right now for downloadable games on the eShop. And Snake Pass, I think, is definitely up there on the very top as far as what you can be downloading on the Switch right now. I love it! Like I said, I love it! Check it out! Thank you guys very much for watching this video review from the Bit Block for Snake Pass. Keep it locked right here for a lot more coverage on Nintendo Switch. See you guys later.